Virginia. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Laura. Sophia Soda with
Hi.
Nerds of Color. How are all of you today?
Really good. I'm so excited to see my
Yeah, I
girls
Yes.
in a
know. You
minute.
guys,
Yeah,
you guys made a really good movie, so I'm pretty excited to talk with you about it.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
that.
Of
Yeah,
We did
course.
we did it.
it.
And we are going to be talking spoilers because we're going to hold it till after the release, and I want to give you all the power to talk about everything. But the first thing I
Oh,
want
good
to
to
ask you,
know.
Fun.
Okay,
right?
great.
The first thing I want to ask you is what did you want this film to say about the dangers of modern dating for women, and why was this mix of genres like the perfect way to depict the topic?
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean,
Kick it,
I
kick it
think,
off.
yeah. Um, I think uh, the best way to get some messages across sometimes, like social messaging, is by making people laugh and then
Hmm.
subtly getting the messages across without them realizing. And I think that's what I was excited about this is there was actually like a lot of very layered messaging and themes that could really kind of you could sneak in with comedy. So I think like one of the messages is definitely like there's two sides to it. One is there's real dangers out there, and I think as women, we have to be aware of those dangers. Also, we're aware of ourselves as women. We sometimes can get paranoid, and nonstop consuming true crime content can feed into that paranoia. But the third part of that is, hey, dudes, maybe be aware of how you could accidentally be creepy and not do that. Like, what it's like we're in high heels and it's hard to run away in very high heels. So maybe just don't follow us too closely because we might think you're a serial killer.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had many conversations about obviously taking the themes really seriously. This is really happening out in the world, and it's important to be aware and take care of your friends. But also, this is a movie, this is heightened reality. And we also, like you said, like we could get the messaging across with the comedy. But I think for me, it's just really grounding the character and making sure my character really believed everything she was doing. Now, I wouldn't encourage anyone out in the world to do what Eva did in the movie. Like, we don't need to do that, but she fought the good fight. She's very brave. But really what I loved about the movie is the friendship between everyone. Like her friends really care about her, and that really is a takeaway for me. But outside of the mystery, the serial killer, like I just loved that this was a woman who was really finding out who she was and what she wanted, and sad that she had to do that parallel to a serial killer on the loose. But yeah, gonna add it.
No, I think you guys have said it perfectly, but I just think, it's such a topical kind of conversation to be having right now with dating apps and also with true crime podcasts and with the very real, if I have a friend that's going on a blind date or on a dating app date or whatever, I have her share her location with me. So which is a little Kelly of me too, but just to make sure that I know she's safe and she's okay. But yeah, you guys said it beautifully.
And obviously, there's a big major twist when it comes to who the killer actually is. So I want to ask you guys, were there any clues that fans should have picked up on as they were watching? And did you have a favorite clue? Like, ooh, I love that this is in there as you were reading the script or as you were filming.
I mean, there's a couple clues that you really have to be like the Kelly's husband's wearing when we see him in the club, he's wearing the sneakers, which you really have to be looking because he's in the background walking up the stairs. But you see the sneakers there, which then gives away, but that's also kind of misguiding you into thinking he's the killer. But it is at least a clue.
I think it was intentional that there weren't that many clues
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
really, we wanted it obviously to really throw people in the end. But I think there isn't there like an Easter egg with the podcast early on where they
Yeah.
say her?
No.
No.
Oh, there is. There's a line in the podcast where they say, "Why do you assume the serial killer's a guy?"
Yeah, so there is
And
that.
and then they both agree, like, yeah, of course it is.
But then,
But yeah,
But
that
the
was
night I'm at your apartment, like to
yes,
me, that's the biggest, like,
that
could
is.
be a little bit of a warning sign that she's like showing up at your apartment like a little manic.
also your behavior.
Yeah, also
Yeah.
super manic
You're
and
like,
wild,
she clearly is
unwell.
unwell.
It's a cry for help.
Yeah.
Also, I
Little
didn't
unhinged.
like we were very aware of it not feeling like a twist for the sake of a twist at the end. So you don't see it coming, but if you go back and watch it again once you know, it does add up. Like if you pay attention
Yeah.
to Kelly's like she's on the edge of seeming like a best friend who's just too intensely in love with her best friend and being a killer. And when you go back and watch it knowing she's a killer, it does add up. And I do think that scene you're talking about outside her apartment is one where there's like, that's where you see the cracks a little bit. And I think also Kelly's never around when the murders are happening. Like Kelly isn't in the place where everybody else is when the killings are happening. So the math does math when you want to go back and watch that.
I love that. Math is mathing, and you guys did an incredible job with this. You guys did an incredible job with this film. Thank you so much for speaking with me, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Professional artists and professors, maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.